I'm walking in my purpose. It's in my blood. You know that's on purpose. When you come to me and complain, I'm like, have you ever had to walk again? You know this pain. All those times I wanted to give up, but my purpose wouldn't let me. You think I really care about a hater? I ain't gonna let nobody stress me. I'm really God's child. I couldn't run from this blessing. If they turn their back, never give up. That was the lesson. It ain't no question. I ain't gotta guess about it. I know he worthy. I'm on my knees praying again. I be up early, like God. Thank you for getting me out of this situation again. You done blessed me again. I can't thank you enough.
So today with us on Stool Talk, we are glad to have up and coming actor, entertainer, making a splash in the industry, doing big things, man. And it's an honor for me to have him because he's from the city, from the mud. He been putting in the work, man, and we just wanted to spotlight him for all his efforts, achievements, and what he's doing in the industry. We have with us Liam Ellis. How you doing today?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me. I'm humbled.
Yeah, man. So where did this entertaining acting journey begin for you, man? When did it first start?
Man, crazy story, man. It's out the blue. So I never like had childhood aspirations to be an actor, entertainer, or anything like that. Writing was always my thing. So
Oh,
about 7 years ago, I was a reporter for the Toledo Journal, which, as you know, is one of the biggest was the biggest black paper in the city and also in the region. So I had got assigned actually to cover a playwright from Flint, Michigan, named Mike Matthews.
okay.
And if you Google him, he's known as the godfather of gospel stage plays. So he was like the first person to front what we seen Tyler Perry do with Medea. He was the first person to do that, like back in the 70s and 80s, franchising gospel stage plays and taking them on tour.
Right, right.
So I was the media person for their play, like just writing, writing stories in the paper to get the buzz up, help garner ticket sales. So long story short, about 2-3 months before the play opened, he still needed roles. So he walked in one day and his exact words were, "Whoever here, y'all in the play." And I'm like, "Excuse? Yeah, hold on, like, excuse me, like I never done this before." Mind you, it's famous people in the play too. Birdman from Martin was in the play.
Okay.
Uh, Thelma from Good Times and Big and Red from Fire Heartbeats.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. Like I don't act telling him my story. He like, man, that's fear. He like, I've been watching you. I like the way you carry yourself. He like, I like your look. He like, if you can read and if you can be taught, I can make you a great actor in about 2-3 months. Sure enough, I did it. People loved me for it. Like they loved the play, they loved my performance. So then from that point on, they just started sending me on different casting calls, putting me in contact with different directors, different producers, different people behind the scenes. And within the first year, opportunity just opened up. So I kind of like just ran with it. And that led me to signing my first agent 2 years ago. So I've been
Wow.
sticking with it.
So when did you like after did it take first couple acting roles that you had, did you say, man, I really could do this? Or did you just like I'm just doing it as really a hobby? Like when did you say, man, I can really do this and make this a career?
That's a good question, bro. So after the first play, I did another play with him that following year, and I was starting to like it, but I still wasn't taking it serious. I was still thinking more writing aspect, maybe I'll get into script writing and things of that nature. And then I did Fences here in 2020 over at the Toledo Rep. And once I did that, and I seen the impact, that was like the first time I seen the real impact that we had as stage actors, where people
Uh,
you get off stage and people really telling you stuff like, because of what I seen you do, I'm gonna go home and love my disabled grandchild more, or you impacted human quality. So once I seen that, I'm like, yeah, this may be my lane. And that's kind of when I started taking it serious. So probably 2020.
wow. Toledo may be known as a transitional hub for entertainment in the industry. How has your background in Toledo influenced your career and what qualities do you bring to your roles because of it?
So I answer the second part first. So I think anybody from Toledo, and I think you can attest to that, anybody who's been anywhere on any level outside of Toledo, you kind of carry that pride that Toledo gives you. Just that
Yeah.
get it from the mud, blue collar, we gonna work our tail off to get it. We ain't ask for no handouts, just don't cheat us kind of mentality. So that earnest approach is what I take in life, but I definitely carry that throughout the industry in all aspects. And how being from Toledo has what was the first part of that again? How being from Toledo has.
How has it influenced your career?
So how has this influenced my career? I think we are working to make Toledo more known than what it has been. So you
Yeah.
see a lot of people in different industries, they're reaching fame, and then they're coming back and building in Toledo, and they're taking what they learned out in the world on the big stage and reinvesting that into Toledo and bringing up the next generation. So I think for me, I just want to go out there and get as much as I can, and that's not money, that's not wealth and things like that. That's experience, as much information, as much connects and resources, and then bring that back to the city so we can build up here. So we ain't got to leave the city necessarily to get those opportunities. We can foster those and grow those here.
Yeah, that's dope. Do you did you have a production company or do you still have it?
Yeah, I still got it. Full blown media group.
Okay,
So
that's dope. Now, how was the transition in doing that? Because it's one thing to work for somebody, but now to have your own that you spearheading it, like how was that journey? Like what did that look like in starting it?
man, that's a big adjustment, because you hear a business owner and everybody think of the good side. I
Yeah,
control my time, I'm my own boss, but nobody pay attention to that grind. Like, don't nobody know me in this industry as a, you know what I'm saying, as a filmmaker, as a producer. So you really start from ground zero.
yeah,
And it's all your responsibility. It's all your money. You see what I'm saying? That's the big thing. Like, it's your money. Funding something ain't no joke. It's not for the weak. So that was probably the big adjustment, just allocating not only my time and focus, but actually all my resources into my actual company, and realizing it's not a hobby. It's actually a company that's gonna pay people and feed their family. So that's the approach you gotta have with it.
how do you find time to balance yourself and make sure that you giving yourself what you need, that you staying poured up, you're staying encouraged, being that you have that to worry about, and even your production, but even other roles that you might be in, or you might, think about trying to get out. Like what do you do to make sure that you good? Because you pour out to a lot of people.
So, um, I mean, you can assess it as you definitely got to be prayed up. Like, you got to find those times to rest, and they can't really be up to your own discernment or your own control. Because leave it up to us, we'll work nonstop, in pursuit of what we want. But you got to find that time to rest. So prayer life, having a good tribe, having a good village that you can actually listen to, that can actually see what you can't see, and say,
Yeah,
slow down, young man, slow down, son, slow down, nephew, have a seat, take a break, don't be in a rush, you know what I'm saying? So, um, leaning on my prayer life, leaning on my village. And then I guess on a more light note, I'm single and I don't have any kids. So the
yeah,
time that I have, I can, not selfishly, but I can allocate it to me because I don't have a family or a spouse that I have to consider, in my day-to-day action. So I think those three, not having kids, having a prayer life, and having a reliable village, that's how I find that balance and maintain myself important to myself.
yeah. What does faith mean to you, and how have faith been important during this journey?
It's everything. It's
Yeah,
everything, brother. Like,
yeah,
it's everything, brother. Like, not just, in pursuit of our careers or relationships, but just as individuals. Like, if you're not pursuing nothing else, like, you still need to have faith. Everything out in this world, man, will show you that it's bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, every single part of life, man. You can just look at nature and see this ain't about this ain't about us. You know what I'm saying? We're not in control as we think we are. But moving through this industry, man, it impact everything. Role selection. You know what I'm saying? I can't take everything. I can't portray everything to the mass audience.
yeah,
Not we not hindered by the faith, but we guided by it. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? It ain't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? When I say I can't, I may have to pass that role up because it conflicts with where I'm at in life, where I'm at with
yeah,
the Lord, and what I want to portray as a representative of His. So that's mindful. And the industry, man, we read the news, we see some of the stuff that's starting to come out from the dark side of the industry. Some of that stuff real. So you gotta just have discernment, man. You can't take every offer. You can't be so thirsty. I want to make Hollywood, Hollywood, Hollywood. You'll lose sight because you'll lose sight of yourself and you'll lose sight of that balance you gotta have, man. It's a tightrope we on, so gotta
yeah.
stay on.
And your various products, in your various projects, what type of roles did you find most challenging, and how did you prepare for them?
Hmm. Most challenging would probably be the most enjoyable in the end. That's when I did Fences.
Right.
Just because the character I portrayed was the character Denzel Washington played in the movie. Remember, McKelty Williamson played the disabled brother.
Yeah.
So I took on that role.
Uh,
The The challenge in that was you want to humanize. You don't want to make a goof of it. You don't want to make a character because it's really people who living with different conditions that hinder them physically and mentally. So I didn't want to make a mockery of it. I wanted to actually bring like a human quality to him and be able to identify him outside of his disabilities. So
Yeah.
that was the most challenging because it definitely takes you all out of myself and put me into a role that I never had to walk in. So that was
Yeah.
definitely most challenging, but most rewarding.
Tell us about your experience when you met Leon, the actor, and how was that?
Oh man, Leon cool. He cool, brother. Like as cool as we think he is from all his roles. Like he really that smooth, man. But the experience was actually called Festival of Theater,
Okay.
well, a Taste of Theater, and it was in Chicago. It's actually a Black-owned theater festival that held every year. And the premise of it is it's a weekend workshop training, but it's also a showcase of Black playwrights. It's like a contest. You do 25 minutes of an original work.
Yeah.
And the celebrity panel there happened to be Leon, Robert Townsend, Cinda Williams, which was the lead actress in Mo Better Blues with Denzel Washington and Wesley Snipes, and a few other Hollywood notables. So having the opportunity not only to work in front of them, but also receive training and teaching and have them pour into us and give us the encouragement as up and coming artists, man, that was sheesh, but more valuable than I can express.
Yeah, man. I know he dropped gems on you. I know you had things that you could just write and you could just have. One thing I love about you and even hearing your story, you're not talking about the money and the fame aspect of it. You're talking about the impact you can make with the people who you and be around or people who you hire, like the people that even see your production. A lot of people just say, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to make this big brand, but they don't talk about the human side of it, like the people that they're affecting, the type of work they put on. So where did you get that at? Is that something that you always had instilled inside you to be more about quality over quantity?
Yeah, man, I said I go back to just having a good village, having the right tribe. Even as a kid, like that's pretty much go back to my upbringing.
Yeah.
So that now I go to my parents, my godparents, my grandparents, just anybody who invested in me as a child. We were just kind of always raised that it's just not about you. Like it's not about you, and it's not about the temporary things and everything that that glitters and got glares. It ain't gold. It ain't always worth your pursuit. So I was always taught to value the small things and try to look into the deeper things and meanings and purposes behind what I was doing, my why. So
Yeah.
they go to them. More.
How can you stay connected with the local talent inside of the city and be able to make a way for them to be able to excel in acting, media, or theater?
So that's where Full Balloon Media Group comes into play at. So not only are we a production company where we're going to be filming movies, TV shows, online content, but the flip side of the company is we're a workshop company. So you can rent out all those services, all the behind the scenes stuff, camera working, equipment rentals, workshops, lessons, tutorials. We contract those services out. So not only are we teaching people and giving people opportunity to be filmed, but we're actually teaching them the whole process from the ground up. So we're gearing up to have teen workshops, youth workshops, just a lot of things invested towards gearing up and garnering kids' attention at a very very early age and showing them that this path is very very real, it's very possible, even coming from Toledo.
Yeah. Do you have like something that, or in the future, is this even on the your mind, like having something that you can have a connection with high school Scott and having them do something in the theater, or even you having a production and bringing it in front of them?
Hey, that would be that's a great idea. I haven't really sat about and thought about it lately. But about 6, 7 years ago, when I first got into this, I actually was on a panel at Scott High School where we talked to the youth. So I still have some of those connections. So now that I'm getting a little more established and basing things more in Toledo, I'll be here more and I have that time. Then that may be something I may want to consider, reaching back out and having another one of those panels and building that relationship and fostering that with them moving forward.
Yeah. Did the strike that just recently happened, did that affect you, or did you have to like kind of like, Lord, okay, now you brought me this far, like what's going on, like where did that leave you in your faith? Did you like have to just stay close to God during it? Did you knew it was only going to be a certain amount of time, or what was your thoughts during this time?
So I think initially when it first started, I kind of had in my mind that I didn't think it would go past Thanksgiving. Just because I don't think anybody, employees or company side, wanted to go into the holiday season, and have to return to that battle.
Yeah,
I definitely think people wanted to be outside picketing and walking the line during that, during the colder months as they approach. So
yeah,
this time was kind of the timeline I had in mind. In terms of where it left me, fortunately, the plant that I work at, because I'm stationed up in Dundee at our engine plant,
okay,
we had went on layoff a month prior to, well, about 2 weeks prior to the strike. So my plant wasn't directly affected due to the strike because we already had a layoff due to a whole nother issue. We already
okay,
have a resolution for that. But long term, moving forward, I was definitely impacted. What kind of contract will we have moving forward? Would it be worth the strike? Will we be getting what we deserve as employees? So the complaints and the concerns you seen amongst the union workers, those are my concerns as well. Just personally, I wasn't left in a jam financially due to having a situation prior to that that already had a solution to it. So I
yeah,
was blessed in that regard.
yeah, that's good. Glad everything is moving back, forward, and people can start getting on to their craft, getting on their lifestyle. Because a lot of people, if they not connected to God or they don't have no prayer life, like a lot of those actors were stressing out. You were really seeing them go through stuff, and it was a significant
Sure,
thing to have no source. Like God is the
sure.
source of strength, and with them not being connected, like they were really feeling it.
For sure. And with them not being connected, they probably thought that they would never even come. So they were never thinking about preparing for a downtime. They probably just thought, the money and opportunities and the lifestyle would just go on forever. So that's a good point, brother, with them not being connected.
Yeah. What would be your advice for the youth that's trying to get involved in the entertaining, acting, plays, and all like that? What would their first step need to be? Like, what's the first thing they need to do if they thought like, hey, this is what I want to do, but I don't know the next step? What would you say to that?
We're in the internet age. So whatever city you in, whatever you're interested in, my first thing would be just research what's going on locally in your area. That'd be the easiest way to get in. That's how I got in. That's how a lot of people who we aspire to be now, that's how they started.
Yeah.
So I would say, reach out locally, go outside your regular community because the opportunities may not be within your demographic or within the environment that you're comfortable to. So you got to be open to going outside of that. And then after that, man, just go for it, man, because the opportunities are there.
Yeah.
On every level, you just got to work your way in. But once you get your foot in the door, you'll find it's easier to move around and navigate and climb levels than you think it is.
Yeah.
That's my only advice. Go for it. Start locally, and focus on the work more so than you're focusing on the fame or the money. Man, focus on the work. You focus on the work and focus on having a good name behind that work, and you'll get to wherever you want to go. And trust me, the money and everything else will be there.
Yeah. What would you say to them who looking to go into this field but they don't want to leave or they don't know how leaving would be? Because I know it takes faith to be able to leave Toledo and not worry about what everybody else doing, but go after your dreams. What would you say to the youth that might be struggling with that, going after their own thing because they're searching for identity and keeping up with the Joneses that normally keeps you behind?
Sure. I would say have a realistic approach to it. You leaving the city doesn't mean you don't love the city or you don't love, your family and your loved ones, your friends. Um, like I said, the opportunity may not be where you're at, and you can't change that. You can't change that. We're from Toledo, we're from the Midwest. This opportunity in this field may not be here. So just have a realistic approach. And if the opportunity that you want isn't in your city, then you're gonna have to come to grips with that. You're gonna have to make a decision if you want it bad enough or if you don't. If you don't, stay and adjust to life here. But if you do, go forward, and your loved ones and your people, they'll understand.
Yeah. Dang, that's really true, man. Because you see a lot of people they get involved with what they people say, but then they hold you back, and then now they done took off, and you just still stuck right there.
Now, y'all,
Um,
now y'all all in the same spot talking about what if.
right. In your experience, has that industry involved in terms of diversity and representation? What role do you see yourself playing in it with the different things that's going on with the race, the diversity, and even the social issues?
I think that's the whole appeal of being a filmmaker and
Mhm.
being behind the scenes and writing the scripts and directing the movies. It's not so much just about having the control, but you have the control over the creative idea, but you also got to control over the message.
Yeah,
If I'm an actor, yeah, I'm bringing my own identity to the role, but the script isn't mine, the message isn't mine, the director's vision isn't mine. But when
yeah,
you are the director, then you can tackle all of those social issues. You're adding to the inclusion battle. I'm a black African American urban male. There's not many of us behind cameras. There's even less black women behind cameras. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So if I get in, then I can bring more people along and we can all do this collectively. It ain't just me fighting the whole battle by myself. I don't have to do that. I can just open doors for other people as I knock down the doors that's open for me.
Yeah, and I just love your mindset on a lot of different things because here you're not in it to chase fame, you're not in it to chase money, not even in it to chase women. You're focused on your goals, and you know those things will kind of bring you down and have you to where you're not giving your 100%, giving your all because you know that that thing will happen when it's supposed to, God's time. And a lot of times, we try to allow our will to be done because our pride,
Oh,
lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, all those different type of things. So man, I salute you just on that aspect because you're around so much in the industry. You're around so many people, and I know opportunities is really available. You know, but you having that mind, and you know, even having God to give you the strength, you know, to be focused on that, man. And I salute you on that because a lot of times that would hinder us too, is because I was going after my vision, I was going after my purpose, but now I got a girl pregnant. Now we dealing with kids, and now I can't see my kid, and now I'm dealing with that, or you dealing with somebody that just got your mind not focused, and a lot of times that holds you back. And that's what I want the youth to understand and know, like, even if you do mess up, still go after your dream, still go after your goal. Like, don't allow that hinder you just because one thing happened. You still can go after it. Don't just act like it's the end of the world because it ain't, just off of something that happened, a negative or something.
sure. Oh, for sure, brother. You talking right there. For sure. You gonna have them pitfalls. You gonna mess up. You gonna have those trials. Like I said, the pride of the flesh, man. Sometimes that flesh gonna get you. Not even talking about, what I'm saying, in the obvious ways, that
Yeah,
we think of the flesh, but just following your own will. Not making the right move because you made your move instead of God's move. So all those things playing a part, man. But like you said, man, if you mess up, that ain't the end of it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the end of it. You waking up with all your functions, all your limbs, all your senses. You got breath in your body, man. That ain't the end of it. So dust yourself off and go pick yourself up and go forward, man.
yeah, yeah. Well, we appreciate you stopping by with us, man, sharing, your journey, and even all the things that you have to offer. Where can people be able to reach you at if they want to be involved, they want to become a student at your production thing, or like, where can they reach you at?
No problem, brother. It's 3 point of contact. You can always go to Facebook, Liam Ellis, leave a post, shoot me an inbox. On Instagram, you can shoot me a DM at the_real REEL_FBMG_Liam, or you can contact us by email, fbmg2020@gmail.com.
Yeah, keep doing your thing, man. You so humble, man. My wife, she didn't told me all the stuff that you
She
done
the
been
homie, bro.
up.
She the homie, bro. We go way back.
Yeah, but you so humble, man, and that's what's gonna get you to where you need to be, man, because you authentic, man, and you not letting it, get to you, man. And I just pray that God continue to cover you, that He bless you and your production. May He give you favor. May He open your eyes so you can see what He's needing you to see in the season and the time. May whoever that you're around be the people that intended for your good. May whatever God got for you, you get, and may you just be able to walk in, and may your steps be ordered, man.
I pray the same thing for you, man. Same thing for you and your family. God has stay on y'all, stay covered, stay guided, man. What you doing is good, man. It's needed. It's
Appreciate you.
needed, bro.
it's people like you that help me be able to allow God to get the glory in all this. Once people see this and they see this story and they see the faith is in it, because it's one thing for you to just do it, but it's another thing when God's getting it because of He is the center, man.
Brother.
Yep, yep.
Sure.
Man.
So, man, God bless y'all.
God bless you.
Sir.